and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club.
Thrill again to the thundering hooves and cattle stampedes, barroom brawls, and shootouts of classic Western features and TV shows. Annie Oakley, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, John Wayne, and all their cowboy pals and sidekicks roam the West once more. Heroes never die on Comedy MX channels. They just ride off into the sunset.
The Roy Rogers Show, starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
Well, riders, Trigger here is raring to go, so let's get started with today's story.
Here she comes. Let's move over here where we can watch her till she leaves town.
Say, Roy, did you ever see this little trick? No. This is a little exercise that shows the hand is quicker than the eye. Now watch. Dale, try to find the black-eyed pea.
Like this?
Easy, ain't it? Now you try, Roy. Like this? That's easier than falling off a log. Now, would anybody like to make a little wager, say 50 cents?
Now, you know I don't gamble, Pat.
I don't either.
All right, then I'll bet for both of you. Now, here we go. Now pick. You first, Dale. But remember, if you don't find the black-eyed pea, the 4 bits is mine.
There it is.
There it is.
We get the 4 bits, Dale.
Well, I'll be frightened, Snake Oil, if this isn't a swindle. How come there's 3 black-eyed peas there when I only started with 1?
Well, now, we had black-eyed peas for lunch. That give you any ideas?
Here, Pat, you better stick with this. Maybe you can prove that the hand is quicker than the fly.
Pardon me. Can anyone tell me when the next stage leaves for Red Dog?
You did say Red Dog, miss?
That's what I said.
There must be some mistake.
You can't mean Red Dog.
Well, I hoped I'd made myself clear. I do want to go to Red Dog.
Honey, would you mind telling me why you want to go there?
I'll have you know that my father is the mayor of Red Dog.
Oh, I know there's some mistake. You sit down and have a cup of coffee. Let's talk this over.
But I'm in a hurry.
There's no transportation to Red Dog.
No transportation? But my father wrote and told me to come to Red Dog at once. I came all the way from Connecticut. Here, read this.
I want you to come out to Red Dog and take care of my house. I'll need a hostess now that I'm mayor.
Excuse me, miss, but isn't your dad a mite,
My father is a graduate mining engineer, a brilliant man.
Honey, Red Dog has been a ghost town for 50 years, ever since they worked out the gold deposits.
Sure, there's nothing there but broken down buildings and abandoned mines.
I can't believe it. Why would my father write and tell me to leave a good position and come all the way out here?
Listen, we'll take you out to Red Dog and let you see for yourself. Have a cup of coffee while I go change.
You know, Dale, that father of hers must be a strange one.
Yeah. Imagine him getting her to leave a fine home to come out here and live in a ghost town.
I feel sorry for her.
Well, so do I. She seems to be a pretty sweet girl underneath that highfalutin manner.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, you take the lead and we'll follow.
Now, some people like horses. With me, I like Nellybelle. She can do anything a horse can do, only faster and better. Why, she even talks back to me. Isn't that right, Nellybelle? See what I mean? She talks back to me every time. What's that? Be careful, Pep.
What happened, Mr. Brady?
I don't know. Someone's using us for target practice.
Where are they shooting from?
From those big rocks on the left. There's two of them, and one of them's got a rifle.
That ought to discourage him from going any farther.
Yeah? Well, you don't know Rogers like I do. Only one way to discourage him, and that's make it permanent.
What I aim to do.
Do you recognize him?
No, but I'm going to get a closer look. You keep him busy.
Keep that pretty head down or you lose it quicker than it takes a passenger train to pass up a hobo.
Let's get out of here. They're coming at us from both sides.
Go ahead. I'll cover you.
Like Roy kind of fleshed them out of their roost.
Maybe you got a good look at him anyway. Who were they, Roy?
I don't know. I didn't get close enough to them.
Looks to me like they didn't want us to get the Red Dog.
Well, they're not going to get their wish. Come on, Dad, let's go.
Hot Dog, now we continue on our way to Red Dog. Get it? Red Dog, Hot Dog.
You are now entering the town of Red Dog.
This sign's brand new.
Yeah, the paint's hardly dry on it.
Let's ride on into town, but keep a sharp lookout.
Well, Betty?
I don't understand.
Well, it's just like we told you. This is a ghost town. There ain't a soul living here.
But what's happened to my father? You don't think he's been...
Hey, you folks.
Father!
Betty! Well.
Oh, Dad, are you all right?
Why, of course I'm all right. My girl, it's good to see you. Folks, I bid you welcome. My name's Peter Arnold, and I'm mayor of this town.
How do you do, Your Honor? This is Dale Evans.
I do, sir.
I'm delighted to know you.
Pat Brady.
How are you?
Howdy.
And I'm Roy Rogers.
How do you do?
Dad, we were ambushed on our way here.
Ambushed? I reckon it's those outlaws that have been causing me trouble.
If it weren't for these people...
Well, thank you for taking care of my little girl. Now, how about all of us adjourning to the city hall?
Fine. Pat, take care of the horses, will you?
City Hall?
I tell you, Betty, it's mighty good to have you back. Say, take a look at that sign. I painted it myself.
Looks like you've been pretty busy with the paintbrush.
Well, you take a look inside. After you, ladies. Roy? Well, how do you like it, folks?
Well, I think it's the handsomest city hall in the whole Paradise Valley.
Well, I should say. But it does need a woman's touch. Good thing you sent for Betty.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. The living quarters are upstairs. 4 rooms and a Franklin stove. How do you like it, daughter?
Why, I think it's fine, Father.
Then how about fixing us some tea and sandwiches? You'll find the grub in the kitchen upstairs.
All right.
Good, I'll help you. I'll take that, Pat.
Tell me about the ambush, Roy.
I wish I knew more about it myself, Mayor. You see, the bushwhackers got away before we got a good look at them. You having trouble here?
Yes, but I reckon I can handle it myself. What are you doing, Pat?
There's a little black-eyed pea under one of these shells, Your Honor. Try picking one.
Well, I don't know that gambling's legal in the city hall, but as chief of police as well as mayor, I'll overlook it this time.
It's easy, ain't it?
Now, wait a minute, Pat. Fun's fun, but the mayor may have something more important to tend to.
Frankly, this game fascinates me. Let me see if I can do it again.
All right, just one moment.
Hey, this is fun. I'll bet I could pick that little black pea every time.
Would you like to make a little bet?
Now, Pat, never mind, Roy. We'll make just a small wager, say $10.
$10?
Well, 5 then.
Well, that's better.
Easy shooting fish in a barrel.
You better practice a little.
I just don't think I got the hang of this yet.
Yes, I guess everyone down at the claims office thought I was crazy when I filed to homestead this land. They said all I'd find was a lot of desert and a ghost town. Well, that suits me all right.
I bet you found a gold deposit.
Maybe I did and maybe I didn't. I'm not talking. But I guarantee this property will be worth a mint before long.
Well, you're the mining engineer. You ought to know.
Well, I guess we better be heading back to Mineral City.
Yeah, I don't like to keep Nellybelle out too late. She gets a little hard to start in the dark.
Well, sorry you have to go, folks. And thanks again for taking care of my little girl.
Anytime you get lonely, Betty, you come in and have dinner with us, huh? Thank you.
Be a pleasure to see you anytime, Mayor. You know, Mayor, I'm worried about you folks. Those bushwhackers weren't fooling. Maybe they know there's a mint in this property, too.
Don't worry, Roy. I've got plenty of firearms and ammunition.
Thanks again, folks.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Bye.
Come on, get up there. Come on. That's a good boy. Sit. Sit. Yes, sir. No use practicing this game unless I have somebody to pick out the black-eyed pea. So, how about it, Bullet? Suppose you pick the shell that has the black-eyed pea on it, huh? Come on. Well, mustard and custard. I can't even beat a dumb animal. Oh, I'm sorry, Bullet. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Honest, I didn't.
Oh, Roy, here comes Betty and her father. Dale!
What's the matter?
Father's been shot. Someone fired at him through the window.
I was afraid something like this would happen. Dale, you better notify the sheriff. We'll see that he gets to the doc's office.
Right, Roy.
How you feeling?
Well, I got it in the shoulder. It's a good thing that Betty knew her first aid or I'd have bled to death. Those low-down, sneaking rattlers ambushing me.
Now, take it easy, Mayor. Let's have the doc take a look at that shoulder.
What do you figure is behind all this, Roy?
I don't know, Sheriff. The mayor doesn't say much. He just claims the property's valuable. You know, he's a mining engineer. Maybe he discovered a new lode.
That's what he must have done. Otherwise, the outlaws wouldn't be trying to chase him away.
Sheriff Blodgett,
Yes?
I'm looking for a little information.
Well, what can I do for you?
My name is John Parrish, and I represent the railroad. I'm trying to find the legal owner of that ghost town Red Dog.
Well, that's mighty interesting. This here's Roy Rogers, Mr. Parrish.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? What's the railroad want with Red Dog?
We're figuring on running a spur there. We want to use the town as a switch yard, mainly for freight.
So that's it.
So that's what?
That's why Red Dog became so important all of a sudden. I understand Peter Arnold filed a homestead on Red Dog, and it belongs to him.
Well, there's some doubt about that. It seems that 2 parties filed. One of them, Ned Croton. And I'm here to find the legal owner.
Ned Croton, huh? Say, he's that lawyer who used to practice around here.
Yep, and he was disbarred after that fake mining deal he pulled. Let's take a ride out to Red Dog and see what this is all about.
You better come along with us, Mr. Parrish.
Going hunting?
Yeah. For the outlaw that ambushed Peter Arnold. You know anything about it?
Me? Not a thing. Might as well come in instead if you're going to ask questions.
Mind if I come along?
Not at all. The more the merrier. Well, it's not very comfortable, but this is the way I found it.
Some rattlers ripped up all the improvements in here.
What improvements?
Well, I was in here yesterday, and this office is neat as a pin.
Probably the same man that ambushed Arnold.
I'm afraid I don't know what you two are talking about.
What are you doing here anyway, Croton?
I'm in possession of this property. I filed a claim on it.
Now, wait a minute. I happen to know that Peter Arnold filed a claim here.
He did? Well, either he filed too late or he didn't comply with the law.
What law?
The law that says you must improve your property $100 a year. You can see for yourself this place hasn't been improved 5 cents worth.
It was improved when I saw it.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I'm talking about claim jumping.
Now, wait a minute, Roy. You can't call me a claim jumper. What I'm doing is according to the law. And let me remind you that possession in a claim decision is 9 points of that law.
I'm afraid he's right. However, the railroad company is not going to get mixed up in this until it's settled legally.
It'll be settled legally as soon as I put in my $100 worth of improvements. Let's take a look at the place. Hasn't been a thing done here in years. Falling apart with dry rot.
Looks like he's got us stymied, Roy. This is a matter for the court to decide. Let's go.
This is my property, Rogers, and I'm inviting you to leave. You heard me. Get out.
It's a funny thing, Croton. You said this place was falling apart with dry rot. Doesn't look like dry rot to me. I believe somebody deliberately busted these things up.
You're too nosy for your own good, Rogers. Now, are you going, or do I throw you out?
Well, what kept you?
A little private business with Croton.
I'm afraid he's got us, Roy. It's up to the court. You heard what Parrish said.
I guess I wasn't listening.
What happened to you? Looks like you got mixed up with a buzzsaw.
Just a little argument with Rogers. They didn't gain anything legally.
Yeah? Well, what if he and the others swear that this property was improved?
I got a hunch Rogers and that old mining engineer won't get a chance to testify. Come on, let's go to town.
Howdy. What can I do for you?
You can tell me where Peter Arnold is.
Why?
I've got business with him.
Maybe he doesn't want to do any business with you.
That'll be for me to decide. Now, where is he?
I don't know.
Oh, stop fooling. Let's get around.
If that dog moves, shoot him.
You're not going to shoot anybody. Pull it. Get Roy.
I wouldn't do that. You better come with us.
Are you still stewing about Croton and his claim jumping?
I'm more than stewing. Hi, Bullet. What's up, fella? What's the matter? Hey, Pat, something's wrong. Dale! Well, Dale! Oh, hi, Betty. Have you seen Dale?
Why, no, she was here a moment ago.
Well, that's funny.
Say, I'd say Dale's in trouble.
Where's your father?
He's upstairs taking a nap.
Pat, you better stay here and look after Betty and her father. This might be a trick of some kind. Bullet and I'll see if we can find Dale. Come on, Bullet.
You're in good hands now, Betty.
Go find Dale, Bullet.
show up?
He's bound to. You heard her tell the dog to go fetch him. If I know Rogers, he won't wait for a posse.
That'll suit us just fine.
Buttermilk.
Here he comes. Get ready.
You'll never get that chance, Mr. Crumb.
Keep your eye on Rogers. I don't know where he is. He just out of sight.
Then spread out. We've got to find him.
Let's go before that wolf tears us apart.
Roy! Bullet, come here, boy. Come here. Untie me.
It's a good thing you got hit with the wrong end of that gun.
As far as I'm concerned, they're both wrong ends.
Now, if that had happened to me, it would have busted these gun handles. Why, my old man used to say you could crack walnuts on my skull.
And I believe it.
Sure. Speaking of walnuts, Miss Betty, do you suppose you could pick out the shell that has the black-eyed pea under it?
Pat, not that again.
Put those things away, Pat. We've got work to do. You and I are riding out to Red Dog.
Well, I'm going with you. I have a score to settle, too.
Well, my arm doesn't feel so bad. I'll go along.
You're going to stay here.
Oh, okay. But I'll give you a tip that might prove useful to you. There's a back way leading up into that city hall. It's the shaft of an old mine.
This must be it. There's the ladder. I'll go up first.
Scared to death of a dog.
Yeah? What are you blaming me for? Beans again? Is that all you got to eat around here? You don't like it? Fix your own grub.
Now, wait a minute. There's no sense us fighting. As soon as the court gives us legal possession, we'll sell out to the railroad and get out of here. We won't have to eat beans anymore.
That sounds good to me. Well, I'll tell you how it sounds to me after I hear the court's decision.
Listen, I know my law. And the longer we stay here, the easier it'll be to claim possession.
All right, get him up. You won't be in possession long.
Stay right where you are, Mr. Croton.
Hey, Roy, Dale, look. I know what his alibi in court will be. He'll say he was framed.
Mr. Croton, you're going to have a chance to use all the law you ever knew. Get going.
And I want to say that I shall accept my responsibilities as mayor of this fair community seriously and earnestly. And I will give this town the type of government it is entitled to. First of all, I shall institute a police force second to none.
Friend, here's a little game of exercise and perception. The hand is quicker than the eye. Now, the idea is for you to pick the shell that has the black-eyed pea under it. Now, watch closely.
Hold it on
I done it! I finally done it! Seems as though something's missing, Aloysius.
What some people won't do to win a bet.
Are you insinuating that I didn't use a black-eyed pea in this game? Why?
Oh, here it is, Mr. Brady.
Thank you, Betty. I guess that'll put an end to Pat's gambling for a while.
Maybe you'd better see that we don't have black-eyed peas on the menu anymore.
Yeah.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
The Roy Rogers Show, starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
This'll do fine, and we're in plenty of time.
Hey, what's that sign over there, Hash?
Double R Bar Ranch. Belongs to Roy Rogers.
It's Roy Rogers. Of all the places in the world, we got to pick Roy Rogers Ranch to plug a guy on. Oh, well, I always did want to see Mexico City.
You ain't scared of Rogers, are you?
Well, let's put it this way. If him and me was ever to get in a gunfight, I'd bet on him.
Ah, we got nothing to fret about. Nobody can put the finger on us. Why, we never even shook hands with this fellow, Tom Allen.
Hey, yeah, that's right. The boss only pointed him out to us.
Here he comes now.
Missed.
I'll get him. Well, that's that.
Yeah, now we can go and collect our dough.
Hey, look at that horse.
Hash! What are you trying to do, advertise? Besides, that's Roger's horse. He only thinks as much of it as he does his right eye.
I know it.
Well, what are you chasing him back to the ranch for? He'll get in there all lathered up, and Rogers will want to know what's the matter.
And when he comes to find out, we'll be waiting for him. Behind that rock.
I'm so glad you could come. You're our surprise for Tom. He doesn't know you're here.
I hardly know it myself. It's been so sudden.
Tain't sudden for us, Mrs. Allen. The whole county's been planning on bringing you out from the east.
The whole county? I don't understand.
Well, you see, a couple of months ago, they had a flash flood up in the hills, and a lot of men, women, and children would have lost their lives if it hadn't been for Tom Allen.
He should have got a medal for it, only we decided to give him something he'd like a lot better.
That's something better being you.
I didn't know. He didn't tell me. He just wrote and said the strike that he thought he had didn't pan out, and that I'd have to wait until later.
Well, he'll think he's found a gold mine when he sees you.
Yeah, we'd better get things going on account of he should be here as of now.
That's right. Roy fixed up his guest room for you and Tom. Come and see.
Trigger, I thought I turned you out to graze. Hey, you're all lathered up. Something must be wrong. Better saddle you up and take a look around.
That dog had quit hanging around Allen. He gives me the willies.
Ah, relax, Ori. Think of the extra dough we're going to get for this. Boss said he'd pay double if we plugged Rogers.
Yeah, well, I hope we live to enjoy it. There he is.
Wait till we get him dead to rights.
Roy, he ain't dead.
He will be.
Hang on, Tom. We'll get out of this.
Here, Bullet. Take it to Dale.
Here you are, Tom.
Doggone it. I don't mind his shaving me, but I wish you wouldn't take the hide with it.
We still got him pinned down. How you doing, Tom?
All right, Roy.
Betty's unpacked and I persuaded her to lie down. Hasn't Tom arrived yet?
No, Roy ain't showed up neither.
Oh, I hope nothing's happened to them.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to call the whole thing off.
How? He's got us so pinned down we can't even get to our horses. They're shooting. You reckon we got him?
I wouldn't bet on it.
still ain't shooting.
Well, maybe he's out of bullets.
Well, either way, we start collecting that dough.
Take care of Tom. He's been shot. You men come with me.
We'll fix you up, Tom.
Let's split up.
Well, I guess we just as well go on back.
Tom, darling.
Betty, are you sure I'm not dreaming?
I'm your surprise. Roy and Dale sent for me.
Oh, Roy and Dale. They don't make them better than those two.
You know, you're not so bad yourself.
You know, if we keep this up, people will get the idea we're fond of each other.
Nonsense. We don't care a thing about each other.
How you feeling now, Tom?
Fine, thanks to you.
Well, I couldn't have you disappointing Betty after she'd come all the way out here from New York.
The doctor was here and said he could have some soup as soon as he woke up. Oh, I forgot to put it on to cook. Excuse me a moment.
Say, Tom, who were those men who gunned you down?
I don't know, Roy. I never saw them before.
What were they after?
What could they want to get from me? Right now I'm living in a tent and working up another grub stake. Oh, I thought I had something on my last prospecting trip, but the assayer, he didn't agree with me.
I think I'll ride into town and see what I can find out. You just take it easy.
Too bad about Tom.
He was the third. Art Fenner was shot the night he filed on his claim. Sam Eldridge was gunned down just as he came out of his mine. Tell me, who bought up their claims?
Well, a representative of Big Stake Mining Company. Bought him for a song, too.
And you don't know anybody who had anything against Tom, huh?
No, not unless heroes just naturally have enemies. I'm sorry I can't help you, Rogers.
Where's Jace Goody?
This here? Why, I guess he's in his office. Why?
Maybe he knows something.
I'd like to help you, Roy, but I'd have sworn Tom didn't have an enemy in the world.
Jace, did Tom ever bring any samples in for you to assay for him?
Yep. Got one right over here.
Worth anything?
For a paperweight, oh, there's some copper in it, but not worth mining for. If you want, you can have it tested by another assayer.
No, I'll take your word for it.
Oh, I'd rather you didn't, Roy. This might come to court. Then you'd have to have expert evidence, which I can't give. You see, I only took up this kind of work after I busted my legs in that cave-in.
All right, if you insist, I'll take it along.
I hope you get those fellas, Roy. Shooting an unarmed man is just plain murder.
We'll get them. Every cowhand in the country's looking for them. See you later, Jace.
Somebody's in there.
Oh, it's just a horse. Hey, here comes his dog. Get in there. Be quiet, you mutt.
I wonder what's going on out there.
We gotta stop him before he busts the barn down. Get that door open.
What, let that dog in?
I'd rather tangle with a dog than this four-legged cyclone.
Dale, Bullet, bring the gun. Keep him covered, Dale. Hold it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Hi, Dale. Say, where's Roy? The boys have set up another roadblock. Who's he?
He's one of the men who shot Tom. The other one's inside the barn.
Let me at him. Oh, my gun. Creeping lizards, it's in Nellybelle. Now let me at him. I got him for you, Roy.
Hold it. Yeah, you got him all right. Get up.
On your feet. Over there.
I want some information from you two, and I want it fast. Who's your boss?
What makes you think we got a boss?
You must be taking orders from someone.
Says you.
Now, that ain't no way to talk to a lady. Well, you'll both talk when we get you to town.
Yeah, get going.
You recognize these men, Bill?
Never saw them before in my life. Why?
These are the two men who shot Tom.
And maybe Art Fenner and Sam Eldridge.
Well, we never did. It was... Ouch.
Did you ever see them around town?
I told you they were strangers to me, but if you're in need of legal counsel, gentlemen, here's my card.
Thanks for nothing. Well, we'll just keep on asking. Thanks, Bill.
minute, I thought I'd seen him before, but I reckon I was mistaken.
Well, that's that. Dale, you and Pat take them out to the car. I'll be with you in a minute.
All right, after you, boys.
Now, Jace, where's the real sample of ore Tom brought in?
Now, see here, are you going to take the word of a couple of hired gunmen?
How did you know they were hired, unless you hired them?
Oh, well, I just supposed.
That they talked? But they didn't. You did. You were too anxious to have another assayer test that sample of ore you gave me. A person leaves tracks in his speech just as plain as on the ground, and your trail was wide open. Now get me that real sample of ore, or do I have to take this place apart to find it? Thanks. Yeah, this is more like it.
Yeah, and I could get $80,000 for Tom's mine just as she stands.
Then it wasn't just the money you were after, was it, Jace?
I could make all the money I wanted. But after that cave-in, people started calling me poor Jace, looking down on me, pitying me, just because I was tied to a wheelchair. But a man's a man no matter what shape he's in, and he ought to be treated like one. But I fooled them. I fooled them all. Even you.
Jace, you asked for that.
Say what goes on in there.
Sounds like a fight.
Pat?
Roy, hitting a man who can't fight back?
You knocked me down right out of my wheelchair.
If this gets out, Rogers, you'll be mobbed.
Get up, Jace, or do I have to get a doctor to prove you're okay?
No.
I suspected him for some time, but I couldn't touch him until he gave me the proof I needed. Hold it, Bill. I'm arresting you as Jace's partner. Get his gun, Dale. It's too bad you can't defend Hash and Ori. They were counting on you to get them off. Let's go.
I still can't believe it. I mean, being here with you and owning an honest-to-goodness mine.
Which we wouldn't have if it hadn't been for Roy.
Say, Tom, I got a swell idea about this mine of yours. What are you doing, Roy?
There are times when people like to be alone.
Well, I was only trying to help.
Positively alone.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails.